Conflicting reports on whether or not China will continue purchasing agricultural goods from the United States is sending mixed messages on trade at a time when farmers could use some clarity.
And the modern world lives and dies by international demand and international trade. And right now we're in a really tough spot. I don't know what the long-term implications are for all of this, but I do know that this looks nothing like the prior recession. So, we don't really have that much of a map in terms of what the historically you could point at and say, well, this is how it worked last time.
Some experts thought it was a long shot to begin with, but now with the COVID-19 pandemic, it seems all but certain China will miss its Phase 1 commitment as part of a trade deal with the United States.
They've done some things on non-tariff barriers to trade to make good on the Phase 1 commitments, but the reality is they're so far behind what they need to do to meet the Phase 1 commitments. It's going to be a Herculean effort, and I think it'll be something to continue to monitor as we get closer and closer to the election, what the administration chooses to do with respect to Phase 1.
I think we're in a place where it's going to take a long time to redevelop that trade relationship, regardless of what happens from here on out. Ultimately, the trade deal that we had on the table, it's hard for me to believe that was going to come to fruition. Even then, there was skepticism, but now it's pure skepticism. So I think we have to be looking in more of a long-term strategy as opposed to thinking more short-term and how we interpret the news even on day-to-day for what soybean trade looks like.